Welcome to the 1 Minute Apologist. We interview the world's leading apologists to provide credible answers to curious questions.
We refer to the autographer or the autographs as the original scriptures. Why don't we have the autographs, the originals?
Well, when you think about it, it's very unlikely that we would. Ancient writing materials did not last particularly long. You think of something like papyrus, or even the ink that they use on it would fade, and papyrus over time would crumble. And so therefore we see less manuscripts written on papyrus and we see more on vellum, some of the more durable materials. Also, the New Testament was written during particularly turbulent times for the church. If you're running for your life from persecution, these were not particularly wealthy people, so they didn't necessarily have the time or the privilege of sitting down and writing something under those circumstances. It was usually done in a bit of a hurry and often in secret to try and keep these documents from authorities. Then also, the letters, the early autographs weren't intended to be Holy Scripture from the beginning. If you think of Paul's writings, these were letters that were meant to be circulated within the church and copied and sent on. So they were more working documents than necessarily something that needs to be saved. If you think of the Old Testament, the Jewish history is just such that even though they had a tremendous scribal tradition, persecution, especially of their holy places where these scrolls were kept, burning of Torah scrolls and things like that, that was just happening all the time. And so it's understandable that you don't have the original text from such a long time ago. And then finally, some people would say you see the hand of God's providence in this, because imagine if we did have the autographs, just the temptation for veneration, the temptation for power-mongering, using these things, perhaps even corrupting them. And so some people would say it's a good thing that we don't have these originals.